Elijah has been taken to heaven, and now Elisha is the prophet in Israel. Elisha performed many miracles and did many great things before the people. One of those things that happened was that there was going to be a famine in the land. He prophesied this was going to take place. And after he had raised the Shunammite's little son from the dead, he told her to go to another area where she wanted to go, that there was going to be a famine in the land. After the 7 years, she returns to the land. We're going to read that from 2 Kings chapter 8, beginning at verse 1. Then Elisha spoke to the woman whose son he had restored to life, saying, "Arise and go to your household, and stay wherever you can. For the Lord has called for a famine, and furthermore it will come upon the land for 7 years." So the woman arose and did according to the saying of the man of God, and she went with her household and dwelt in the land of the Philistines 7 years. It came to pass at the end of 7 years that the woman returned from the land of the Philistines, and she went to make an appeal to the king for her house and for her land. Then the king talked with Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, saying, "Tell me, please, all the great things that Elisha done." Now it happened, as he was telling the king how he had restored the dead to life, that there was a woman whose son he had restored to life, appealing to the king for her house and for her land. And Gehazi said, "My lord, O king, this is a woman and this is her son, who Elisha restored to life." When the king asked the woman, she told him. So the king appointed a certain officer for her, saying, "Restore all that was hers, and all the proceeds of the field from the day that she left until now." And now here is Ari Bar David to tell us more about this incident in the great prophet Elisha and the Shunammite woman and her son.
I really love this story. You know, this story could happen yesterday in our country. And that's why I like it so much. This woman, which is called the Shunammite, coming from Shunem, this little village of mixed people, mostly Philistines. When she was in a situation that a famine had to come, Elisha told her, "Go. For 7 years, a famine will be, go find yourself wherever you want to live." So where she went? She went to live among her people, among the Philistines. And then, after 7 years, when the famine finished, she came back to get her home, to get her land, her field. But what to do? Somebody else got it. You see, one of the things that we study in this area again and again, how inheritance is important. And when we have inheritance, it's not important if we are Arabic, if we are Palestinians, if we are Israelis. The possession of your home, your vineyard, your family is your possession. And God will never let, in a situation like this, that somebody else will get her possession. So when she came back, it looked there was no anyone to help her. And that's why she went to the king. And she was appealing and crying and shouting. Who knows how many people nowadays are in the same situation? And I'm sorry to say, but it can happen to local Palestinians or local Israeli Arabs, that they feel that they have things that they want to appeal, but nobody is hearing them. Let me tell you more than this. There are many Israelis that are in the same place. There are more poor people, maybe not famous enough, and there is no one to really take care about their situation. It happens in your society, in your countries. Usually the miserable people, they don't have connection in the government. They are really miserable. And look how God showed faithfulness to this woman. Because on the same time God was putting in the heart of the king to call Gehazi and ask him, tell me about Elisha in Hebrew. Tell me some things that happened in his life. And as he was telling about this woman and how Elisha promised her a son, and she got a son, and later on he died, and Elisha waked him from death. The same time, Gehazi was hearing the shoutings of this woman outside. And what he said to the king, this is the woman, she's shouting outside. Go bring her. He brought her. And now this woman, standing in front of the king of Israel, is looking on her. And he says, you will be restored totally. He takes one of his people, one of his eunuch or minister, and he tells him, go with her and check that she will get everything, not only of her home, but everything, every piece of the corpse that belongs to her during these years. And that's what she got. I think that it's a kind of story that we should remember it, that God is watching us. God is restoring us. God knows all what we lose for Him, and He will restore us back. We have to have this faith that we will get not only what we lose, but He will give us also much more than this. But remember, He is the judge, and He will do His judging. Just one little thing. Shunem, one of the women that came from this place is called Avishag, the Shunammite. This was the young lady that was brought from here to make David to feel more hot when he was old and he got very cold. So it's just a nice ending of this important place that also another lady, she also found grace in the eyes of the king, but this time it was King David.